What's up, YouTube? My name is Bigboysnacksjonnytv. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And tonight I'll go on my AEW Dynamite review on highlights. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys please go watch the video from all the way from the beginning to the end. Hit that like button, subscribe to our channel for more wrestling content like this. Follow my social media down below in the description. Go check out my WWE NXT New Year's Eve review on highlights that I posted on the channel yesterday. That video did very good, so that's all I gotta say. Now AEW Dynamite was a pretty good show, and that's all I gotta say. AEW was live from Clarksville, Tennessee, F&M Bank Arena. We open up with the intro and a quick rundown of what's to come before Will Ospreay music hits to signal to his arrival to ringside for our opening match. Out next is Buddy Matthews heading down the ramp as we get a look back at Full Gear with that the bell rings and this match is underway. So we get Buddy Matthews versus Will Ospreay. This was a good match. The two men go at it, neither quite giving an inch until Matthews get Will Ospreay in the corner for a chop, only for Will Ospreay to respond in kind. Matthews stops himself at the ropes, catching Will Ospreay to send him to the floor, but Will Ospreay is right back in it, sending Buddy Matthews to the outside with a head scissors before connecting with a dive to the floor. Buddy Matthews is back in the ring now as Will Ospreay goes up top, but Buddy Matthews evades danger before hitting a running knee drop for a near fall. He follows up with a chin lock as Will Ospreay starts fighting back to his feet before hitting the ropes, but the two end up connecting with a double crossbody, sending them both to the floor. The referee begins the count as both men slowly get to a standing position. Trading strikes until Will Ospreay hits the ropes for a spin kick, sending Buddy Matthews to the corner. Buddy Matthews intercepts him at the turnbuckle, but Will Ospreay his back his back with a flying forearm and the cover for a 2 count. Buddy Matthews sends Will Ospreay to the outside, hitting the ropes for a dive that sends the real assassin into the announcer desk before sending him back into the ring for a meteor, but it's only good for a near fall as Ospreay kicks out. The action ends up on the apron as the two trade strikes. Before the action ends up on the apron as the two trade strikes before Buddy Matthews blasts the ice cutter to send Will Ospreay flying onto the announcer table. Will Ospreay falls to the floor as Buddy Matthews steps off the apron, pulling his opponent off the prop himself against the barricade before charging at him before a running knee. Buddy Matthews gets in the ring to break the count, running back out after Will Ospreay, who leaps onto the barricade for an ice cutter, sending Buddy Matthews onto the floor. Both men are on the floor as the referee begins to count. Will Ospreay making it back in the ring before Buddy Matthews and hits a missile drop kick as Buddy Matthews gets back in. Oz cut her off the ropes, lets Will Ospreay make the cover for a 2 count, but Buddy Matthews dodges a hidden blade, only to be caught with another attempt by the real assassin, covered by Will Ospreay, but Buddy Matthews managed to kick out at once more. Will Ospreay looking for a Stormbreaker, but Buddy Matthews fights out, laying him out with a stump for the cover. But this time it's Will Ospreay who kicks out. Will Ospreay fights back now, hitting a Styles Clash, but it's only good for a near fall as Buddy Matthews kicks out. Will Ospreay heads to the corner, catching Buddy Matthews with one final hitting blade to pick up the win. The winner by pinfall, Will Ospreay. This was a good match to kick off the show. After the match, Will Ospreay gets a microphone and he gives respect to Buddy Matthews for a hard fought match. He says that Buddy Matthews and Brody are very tough competitors who don't need to be following anyone. Adding that Buddy Matthews closed case could chase tag or even singles gold. He hopes this isn't the last time they meet, but if Buddy Matthews ever need a man in his corner, Will Ospreay is his guy. The pair shake hands before Will Ospreay leaves the ring as we cut to a video package showcasing AEW's talent in Japan for Wrestle Dynasty. Back at ringside, Private Party makes their way to the stage to celebrate retaining the tag titles on Collision. They say this calls for a celebration, but They are interrupted by the Hurt Syndicate. MVP wants the Hurt Syndicate to join in their celebration, raising a toast to the tag champs, with Bobby Lashley saying this is for the Hurt Syndicate taking those tag team titles. With that, their music hits again as Bobby Lashley makes his way to the ring for our next match. Our next is our next is Mark Briscoe heading down the ramp before this match gets underway. So we get Bobby Lashley versus Mark Briscoe. This was a good match as well too. The two circle the mat before Bobby Lashley backs Mark Briscoe up into the corner, and modestly past his head before stepping back. Mark Briscoe none too pleased by the moves as he tries to mount some offense on Bobby Lashley, who sends the former Ring of Honor World Champion into the corner before dropping him with a neck breaker. Bobby Lashley brings Mark Briscoe to his feet for a dominator, but Mark Briscoe managed to kick out to stay in the match. He heads to the corner looking for the drop on Bobby Lashley, who sends Mark Briscoe to the outside before diving through the ropes to send him to the floor. Bobby Lashley follows with an exploder suplex to keep Mark Briscoe down, stepping back into the ring as Max Spades goes to an ad break. So we go to commercial break. Back from commercial break, Mark Briscoe is in the ring as he starts to fight back, but Bobby Lashley sends him right back to the floor. He goes after the former Ring of Honor World Champion, but Mark Briscoe catches him by surprise before setting up a chair in the ring for a dive, sending the bigger man to the floor. The ref begins to count as Mark Briscoe continues to fight back, bringing Bobby Lashley back into the ring before climbing up top for a froggy bowl. Covered by Mark Briscoe, and Bobby Lashley powers out of the pen entirely. Bobby Lashley is back in control now, dropping Mark Briscoe with a spear and a dominator before changing in the hurt lock. Mark Briscoe is fading fast, and he's out as the referee calls for the bell. The winner by submission, Bobby Lashley. This was a good match as well too. Bobby Lashley holds onto it a little longer before letting it go, with the MVP raising his arm in victory, but Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin go back on the attack. Private Party comes running down the ramp with chairs in hand to make the save. The Hurt Syndicate recursively leaves the ring with the champ's music playing as we go to break. So we go to commercial break. Back at ringside, it's time for the Casino Gauntlet match to determine a new number one contender for the AEW World Championship. Our first is Jay White, and the man he faces to kick off the gauntlet is Hangman Adam Page. Hangman Adam Page makes his way down the ramp, and this Casino Gauntlet match gets underway. So we get an AEW World Championship No More Contenders match, Casino Gauntlet. This was a fun match right here. The two men start arguing with each other over the world end situation before trading strikes. Adam Page gets the advantage here for a near fall. Before the two escape each other's signature maneuver, the action heads to the corner where Jay White catches Hangman Adam Page with a superplex as the countdown begins. And our next participant is Wheeler Yuta. Jay White sends Hangman Adam Page out of the ring as Wheeler Yuta heads through the crowd to ringside. He but upon entering the ring, Wheeler Yuta gets hit with a Blade Runner. Jay White with the cover, but Hangman Adam Page breaks it up to save the match for himself. Wheeler Yuta is sent out of the ring as Hangman Adam Page turned his rage back towards Jay White, sending the Switchblade to the corner for a clothesline. Jay White managed to escape his grasp, batting off Wheeler Yuta before Hangman Adam Page sends him to the floor with a forearm as the countdown begins. Whose house? They were showing on that part, but no, it's not Swerve Strickland. Our next participant is Ricochet. Hangman Adam Page starts to calm down from the bobbling rage inside as Wheeler Yuta sends him out of the ring, only to be fought off by Ricochet, who enters the ring. Hangman Adam Page gets back in the ring, but is taken to the mat by a crossbody from Ricochet, who gets a near fall before we go to break. So we go to commercial break. Back from commercial break, we see Hangman Page and Jay White sending Ricochet and Wheeler Yuta back out of the ring as the countdown starts back up, revealing our next participant as Adam Cole, baby. Adam Cole is quick to the ring, fending off Hangman Adam Page and Jay White away before Wheeler Yuta and Ricochet face face his wrath as well. Adam Cole goes up for a Panama Sunrise on Ricochet, but it's only good for a 2 count as the countdown gives us our next man, Daniel Garcia. Daniel Garcia makes his beeline for the ring, where he and Adam Cole go at it until Daniel Garcia connects with a suplex and sends Adam Cole to the corner for some punches, with Jay White and Hangman Adam Page being thrown into the mix when they try to intervene. Wheeler Yuta enters the ring as he and Daniel Garcia stare each other down, leading to an exchange of strikes before Wheeler Yuta lays Daniel Garcia out. Ricochet enters the ring to join in the beatdown as he and Wheeler Yuta send the TNT champion out of the ring before the countdown gives us our next participant, Powerhouse Hobbs. Powerhouse Hobbs runs down to the ring, sending Ricochet flying over the top to the outside before going to work on Wheeler Yuta. And then Jay White, Hangman Adam Page lays into the Powerhouse before mocking him, and this leads the Powerhouse House catching him from the corner for a T-bone suplex, and that drops the Hangman Adam Page to the canvas as we go to our next commercial break. So we go to commercial break. Strong, Roger Strong hits Jay White with a backbreaker, followed by one of Hangman Adam Page before Ricochet overwhelms him. Daniel Garcia and Adam Cole go after Ricochet before Roger Strong joins in a 3-on-1 beatdown of Ricochet in the corner. This gets broken up before Roger Strong hits a running kick on Powerhouse House. Ricochet fights off Hangman Adam Page, but is dropped by Jay White, only for Wheeler Yuta to stop a Blade Runner attempt as the countdown reveals Lance Archer. Everybody dies sounds less like a threat and more like a promise as Lance Archer leads to the ring, clearing the ring before dropping Ricochet to the canvas. Ricochet rolls away, only to be picked up and tossed by Powerhouse House towards the Murder Hawk Monster. Lance Archer responds in kind before hitting the ropes, only for Powerhouse House to hit a power slam. But Lance Archer is back up. The two trade strikes as the countdown revealing Kyle O'Reilly. Kyle O'Reilly, Kyle O'Reilly takes out Wheeler Yuta on his way to the ring, entering the fray to help Roger Strong take out Powerhouse House with their high-low as the countdown reveals Jeff Jarrett. But the last outlaw is blindsided by Wheeler Yuta, who takes him towards backstage. As we focus back on the ring, Lance Archer clears the ring before he's setting up Powerhouse House on the turnbuckle for the blackout, but the Powerhouse escapes, sending Lance Archer to the outside. Kyle O'Reilly is back in the ring for a set of kicks on Powerhouse House, who drops Kyle O'Reilly hard to the mat for the pin and the win. The winner and your new number one contender to the world title, Powerhouse Hobbs. This was a fun, chaotic casino gauntlet match. This match was fun. Renee Paquette steps into the ring after the match to interview the number one contender who will face Jon Moxley for the AEW World Championship next week at Maximum Carnage. Powerhouse Hobbs says he wants to shoot for a second, acknowledging that Jon Moxley was the only one who brought him to AEW, but next week he's going to shock the world and win the AEW World Championship. And something else I can't quite put in this recap, haha. Powerhouse Hub celebrates before heading up the ramp, shaking hands with Jeff Jarrett, who has finally managed to make it back to ringside, and he down the ramp as he appears to have something to say next. Video package things between Christian Cage and Hook come to a head next week at Maximum Carnage Dynamite. Okay, back at ringside, Jeff Jarrett is joined by Ian Wakabani to address what's next for the last outlaw. He says he had to ask himself if he still has what it takes, but Jeff Jarrett is interrupted by the arrival of MJF. And Fredman gets into the ring, telling Ian to leave before introducing himself to Jeff Jarrett. He talks about the world title scene before running Jeff Jarrett down for not being able to be involved in tonight's Casino Gauntlet. He talked about wanting to get after his BBB, hyping up JoJo accomplishments accomplishment, reminding him that the clock is ticking. MJF reveals a detail that JoJo wanted to avoid, sharing nothing that the contract he signed is only good for one more year, and that is because professional wrestling only wants him around that long. He says Jeff Jarrett only says Jeff Jarrett only has one more year to prove he still got it, offering to help him out. Since without him, Jeff Jarrett couldn't even win a match. MJF wants one thing to return. When Jeff Jarrett wins the BBB, MJF wants the first shot at it. He extends a hand to shake it before Jeff Jarrett responds with a acknowledge acknowledge MJF was the longest reigning world champion, but his failures have overweight his success. You know what we call people like MJF around here? One hit wonders. The crowd chanting Khan as Jeff Jarrett continues saying the note says he knows the road he was just to go down. He been at rock bottom, but he is comfortable there. He knows that it means he can scratch and claw his way back to the top. MJF had his dance to entering the casino gauntlet, but to but to scheme and con, con, connive. Jojo ultimately says he is not buying what MJF is selling, refuse to help to up and entitled prick as the last outlaw leaves the ring. He heads up the ramp. MJF staring him down from the ring as we go to a commercial break. Okay, commercial break. Back from the break, we are reminded of the dead riders attacking Darby Allin to close out the final episode of Rampage. The update is that no one has heard from Darby Allin since as we head back to the ringside for the arrivals of Adam Copeland. Adam Cope. We get a look back at AEW Collision and Cope heads to the ring, microphone in hand. Cope addresses what John Moxley did to Darby Allin to close out 2024, as well as the Death Riders coming after FTR, which he calls a massive mistake. He then brings up John Moxley remarks about the guy in AEW not having what it takes to handle the grind. Stand, Stating that no one has fought a match as Cope has in this ring. He is a different animal, entirely a man that broke his neck in a match with Eddie Guerrero. RP to Eddie Guerrero. He will not be forgotten. Anyway, let me continue. And he got up, wrestled another 20 minutes, and beat Eddie Guerrero when he broke his leg in the match against Malachi Black. He got up and wrestled another 10 minutes to beat Malachi Black. He asked John Moxley what the World Championship do to Colt that hasn't been done before. And we may find out the answer as John Moxley music hits. John Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, and Ray Leo are seen coming through the crowd. Cope staring the trios down as the Death Riders Sans Pac, and Maria Shafir head towards the ringside, only for FTR to blindside them. The brawl continues until we see Cope and John Moxley in the ring, with the Rated R superstar looking to lay out the champ until Maria Shafir comes running down. Cope stops her from an attack, which opens him up with a sneak attack by Pac, only with the barricade containing the world title. The rest of the group joins in to go after Colt, laying into him before pulling out a plastic bag. But here comes Powerhouse Hobbs. The number one contender heads to the ring, forcing the Death Riders to make their escape as to stare down the man facing John Moxley next week for the title as we go to break. That was a pretty cool segment right there by Adam Cole. Commercial break. Back from break, we hear from Mariah May, who encouraged the women in next week's Casino Gauntlet to dance like the marionettes that are before she beats whoever wins the no more contendership. This brings out Harley Cameron, who challenged Mariah May to a non-title match that Mariah May escapes, offering Hot Girl grabs at AEW Collision. Back at ringside, Tony Storm makes her way out to the ring for our next match. This is followed by Chris Statler and Will Nightingale, and this match gets underway. So we get a three-way match for the number one spot in the women's gauntlet at Maximum Carnage, AEW Carnage Dynamite. Will Nightingale versus Tony Storm versus Chris Statler. This was a I might as well say this was a pretty good pretty good three-way match. Pretty good three-way match. The three women go at it quick to start off, each getting a near fall before Tony Storm gets sent out of the ring. This allows this allows former rival Willow Nightingale and Chris Chandler to go at it, with Willow Nightingale getting a near fall before Tony Storm comes back in. Willow Nightingale sends her back out before Chris Chandler catches her with a slam for a near fall of her own. With Tony Storm looking for her opening, she climbed up the top turnbuckle for a double crossbody, sending Chris Statlander and Will Nightingale and Will Nightingale down. Chris Statlander stops an attempt at the sunset flip before we go but we before we can get in aloha. Chris Statlander and Will Nightingale catapults Tony Storm into a very berserkist spot for Chris Statlander just as we go to commercial break. So we go to commercial break. We're back from commercial break. Tony Storm has the advantage as she goes up top for another crossbody, but this time she gets sent down by Chris Statlander and Will Nightingale. Chris Statlander goes after Will Nightingale before Tony Storm intervenes, which leads to Chris Statlander going after the former Women's World Champion. Will Nightingale gets back into it until all three women end up down on the canvas. Will Chris Statlander and Tony Storm are up, with Chris Statlander sending Tony Storm into the corner, only to be taken out with a pounce by Will Nightingale. Tony Storm gets after Will Nightingale before being sent into the corner for a running cannonball by Will Nightingale. She picks up Tony Storm for a Death Valley driver before Tony Storm fights back to send her away and counters out with a grasp of her, her grasp of in approaching Chris Statlander. Will Nightingale is back up, grabbing Chris Statlander in a race lock. Chris Statlander grabs Tony Storm to try to stop it, but but this ends up in a double German suplex, sending Tony Storm and Chris Statlander to the mat. Tony Storm tries to fight back out of with Saturday Night Forever, which gives Chris Statlander the victory and the number one spot next week. The winner by pinfall and the new number one contender next week's Women's Casino Gauntlet match, Chris Statlander. All right, let's move on. We are remind that we will see Kenny Omega up next before going back to commercial break. So we go to commercial break. Backstage, we hear from Tony Storm, who is disappointed from losing tonight, but still trying to look forward to the Women's World Casino next week. We head back to ringside where Kenny Omega makes his grand return after appearing at World's Ends. The crowd is very happy to see the best bout machine back, showing their appreciation as Kenny Omega heads down the ramp towards the ring. He gets a microphone from ringside as the crowd chants for Kenny Omega. He is nearly taken aback by the response by thanking the crowd. The chant starts back up before Kenny Omega addressed checking himself into the hospital and finding out he had something called the Dever cultists. He reminds he reminds the fans that he reminds the fans what he went through to deal, including the surgery and the recovery time. He asked the doctor how long he had to recover, and when he could wrestle again, the doctor said he'll be lucky to get back to a normal way of life, let alone getting back into the ring. Kenny Omega had to ask himself if it was worth all the trouble, and at one time he thought giving up was the the safest option. But the moment he threw, he thought that he felt there was a no purpose without wrestling, without the fans. A few days ago he put himself to the rest, finding the purpose again by wrestling in Japan. He says he says that even if he cannot do all the things he used to, this version of Kenny Omega does not care about money or power. Before he can go any further, Kenny Omega is interrupted by the arrival of Don Callis. Don Callis to starts to remark on Kenny Omega being back from the dead before Kenny Omega rushes out of the ring, going after Don Callis up the ramp. He intercepts by the Don Callis family as they bring him back to the ring. The beatdown culminates Kyle Fletcher and Lance Archer popping Kenny Omega up for Brian Cage to lay in a punch and hits a bit the odd man target in the arena in the area that went under surgery. But before they can go anything further, Will Ospreay comes down with a chair for the save. Not Christian Cage. Brian Cage tries to catch him by surprise on the ramp. Um, is met with a chair to the gut by Will Ospreay, who fends off the rest of the family. In the ring, he despites the chair when Kenny Omega turns around. The two stare each other down as Kenny Omega starts running down the card for next week, including Kenny Omega AEW in the ring return as he faces Brian Cage. In the ring, we see Will Ospreay take his leave as Kenny Omega sets the chair up in the ring. Will Ospreay continues about the ramp as the title as the crowd shows more appreciation for Kenny Omega, who looks to still have something to say as Dynamite comes to a close. All right, it says right here now AEW Dynamite. I ain't gonna cap. It was AEW Dynamite. Yeah, AEW Dynamite was a pretty good show for what it was. And I would, if I was to grade AEW Dynamite, I had to give it a 7, and I had to give it a 7 out of 10. Yeah, 7 out of 10. It is. Yeah, 7 out of 10. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed my AEW Dynamite review on highs, please give this video a quick big fat thumbs up. Please watch the video from beginning to the end. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel for more wrestling content, and I will make a YouTube short video of me showing you guys my the thumbnail of my thumbnail for my AEW Dynamite review on highlights. So yeah, I will make a YouTube short video, and make sure you guys go check out my yesterday's video for my WWE NXT New Year's Eve review and highlights. I told you guys that Julia was going to take the title off of Roxanne Perez last night. Look what happened. I was right. Go watch my yesterday's video for my WWE NXT New Year's Eve review and highlights, and also go check out my WWE Raw review and highlights for Netflix. Go show that video some love as well too. But full watch the video from the beginning to end. Go show that video some love, and go also show my yesterday's show some love for my yesterday's video that I posted on the channel. That's all I gotta say. But anyway, I want you guys to have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. Kept your crew, kept your kids, kept your club. Too sweet. I'm out of here, gang. Mwah. Bang. Too sweet. gang. And I'm thinking about making some random topics on YouTube tomorrow, and then I'm gonna continue to post some random topics over there on TikTok as well. But boy, oh boy, I cannot wait to start streaming back live on Twitch, man. If I stream back live on Twitch, I better get the standing ovation I deserve. Now, I do not mind following partner plus streamers. I just want to be fair right down the middle. I want partner plus streamers to come to my live stream on Twitch. I already know about my real ones. They always come through on Twitch for me. Ever since I now let me tell you something. Ever since I lost my first Twitch in 2019, I was not myself. But it's never too late to run it back. So I'm gonna run it back by starting back going live on Twitch again. But first I gotta make a Twitch, and then after I get done making the Twitch, it's gonna be up. And I hope you guys see that. We're about to play some Dragon Ball Spark Zero and some Fortnite over there on Twitch. You know what I'm saying? Wait till I create a Twitch. Watch how I warm up. I guarantee you, they're gonna be in trouble. They're gonna have to see me on Twitch. No ifs, ands, or buts. And Showstopper TV knows I'm always supporting him on Twitch. No matter what social media platform that he's streaming on, I'm always gonna be there to support him. 1000%. Cause that's my boy Showstopper TV, man. So Showstopper TV watching this video, shout out to you, man. And shout out to all my real ones that tuned into my AEW Dynamite review and highlights, man. I appreciate you all for watching this video, man. I worked so hard on it. You see, I don't give you guys the half of my review. I gave you guys the full review from the beginning to the end, and I took my time on this video. So that's all I gotta say. I want you guys to have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. Kept your crew, kept your kings, kept your club. Too sweet. I'm out of here. Gang. Mwah. Bang. Too sweet. Gang.